Welcome to Honeybee, real stories of love, lies, and betrayal, where every truth stings. Let's begin. My name's David, and a few months back I got an invitation I never expected. An invite to my ex-wife's wedding. Honestly, it felt like the beginning of a disaster waiting to happen. When the envelope arrived, I wasn't sure if I should even go. But in the end, I showed up, never imagining how the night would unfold. To explain how I got there, I need to take you back to the beginning. Sarah, my ex, and I built a friendship long before anything romantic happened. For 8 years, we were just friends, inseparable but nothing more. We first crossed paths in college through mutual friends, and we clicked instantly. We could spend hours talking about everything under the sun or nothing at all. At that time, I was studying computer science with plans to become a software engineer. Sarah was majoring in communications, dreaming of a career in nonprofit marketing. During those years of friendship, both of us had serious relationships with other people. I dated a woman for nearly 3 years. She was ambitious and intense, and for a while, everyone assumed we'd end up married. Sarah was in a relationship with Michael, a laid-back musician who balanced her high-energy personality. The four of us often hung out as couples, and it always felt natural and easy. Sarah and I used to joke that we were basically like siblings, completely platonic, but closer than most people ever get. But eventually, both of our relationships ended. Mine ended first. My girlfriend at the time wanted marriage, kids, and a settled life, but I wasn't ready for that. She ended up cheating, and that breakup left me focus on my career, traveling, and enjoying my 20s without big commitments. Sarah's relationship ended a few months later, when Michael got a record label job in Nashville, and neither of them wanted long distance. Suddenly, we were both single again after years of being in serious relationships. That kind of empty space hits hard. We started spending more time together, just the two of us this time. Weekend coffee runs, late-night movies when neither of us could sleep, long walks through the city. We had always been close, but after our breakups, we let ourselves become more open, more vulnerable. We started talking about what went wrong in our past relationships, what we learned, and what we wanted in the future. Without realizing it, we became each other's emotional lifeline. I honestly can't pinpoint the exact moment friendship shifted into something more. It wasn't sudden. It was like slowly noticing the person you'd been searching for was right across from you the whole time. One November evening at her place, we were watching a cheesy romantic comedy, making fun of it nonstop. Somewhere during the movie, she fell asleep with her head on my shoulder. I sat there, not daring to move, for hours, realized it felt more right than anything in a long time. That night changed everything. The next morning over breakfast, we talked about it. She admitted she had feelings for me too, but both of us were nervous, terrified, even. We'd seen friendships crash and burn when they turned into failed relationships. Ours was too valuable to lose. But at the same time, the chemistry was undeniable. We decided to take the risk carefully, and surprisingly, dating her felt natural. There were no first date jitters, no pretending, no masks. We already knew each other's quirks, strengths, and flaws. We'd seen each other stressed, heartbroken, even hungover. All we did was add romance into a friendship that was already rock solid. Those 8 months of dating, they were some of the happiest of my life. Everything was effortless. After 4 months, we moved in together. It barely felt like a change. We'd already been spending nearly all our time together. Then at 8 months, I proposed. It sounds fast looking back, but it didn't feel rushed. We'd already known each other for nearly a decade. Our wedding was small and perfect. Both families had secretly been waiting for this moment, and our college friends admitted they'd been betting on when we'd finally figured out. It all felt like the most natural thing in the world. The first year of marriage was wonderful. We rented a bigger place in a neighborhood we loved, adopted a golden retriever named Charlie, and started talking about kids down the road. Life felt steady, but by the second year, cracks appeared. Conversations that used to flow easily turned into forced small talk about work or chores. Comfortable silences became awkward ones. We felt more like roommates than lovers. Looking back, I think the problem was skipping key steps. We had rushed from friendship to marriage without giving romance enough time to truly develop. By the third year, the same arguments kept repeating. Sarah said she missed the spark that brought us together. I felt like we were desperately trying to recreate something that had happened naturally, but couldn't be forced. Counseling helped us communicate better, but it didn't fix the deeper issue. Eventually, we sat down one night and admitted the truth. We were better as friends than as husband and wife. Divorce was painful, but we handled it with maturity. No lawyers, no battles. We split everything fairly and wished each other well. Sarah moved out of state for a great job, and I stayed to focus on my career. We kept in touch occasionally. Holidays, birthdays, the odd text. No bitterness, just a quiet sadness about what might have been. 3 years later, I opened my mailbox to find Sarah's wedding invitation. She'd written a note saying she'd really like me to come, that her fiancé James knew everything and was fine with it. For weeks I debated, was I opening myself up to unnecessary heartache, or would missing it feel worse? Eventually, I booked a ticket. The wedding was intimate and beautiful, held in a garden. Sarah looked radiant, happier than I'd seen her in years. James seemed solid, gentle, reserved, deeply devoted. Their timeline had been healthier, and it showed. The reception was at a small restaurant. I spent time catching up with old friends, enjoying the night. But then near the bar, I overheard 3 guys from college talking. They were drunk, careless with their words. One said Sarah had finally found someone who could handle marriage. Another claimed I'd dodged a bullet because she was difficult. The third, tactless as always, joked that I must have really messed up to lose her. My face burned, but I tried to brush it off, except others overheard too, and whispers started. That's when Sarah appeared. She must have caught wind of it, because her expression was sharp. She walked right over to those guys and shut them down, loudly enough that the entire room fell silent. She said her new husband was incredible, but she also wanted everyone to know something about me, that I was one of the best men she had ever known, that our marriage ended not because either of us failed, but because we rushed into something we weren't ready for. She told everyone I had supported her dreams, stood by her in difficult times, and helped shape who she was today. She said divorce wasn't a failure. It was simply life teaching us lessons. The room was quiet. James stepped up, took her hand, and led her away. Conversation slowly resumed, but the energy in the room had shifted. Later, as I was leaving, Sarah found me. She thanked me for coming, and I told her honestly I was happy for her. We hugged goodbye, and I thought that was the end of it. But the next morning, she texted asking if I'd meet her for coffee before my flight. Part of me wanted to avoid another heavy talk, but curiosity won. We sat in a small cafe for nearly 3 hours. She apologized for putting me on the spot at the reception, but admitted that speech had been as much for her as it was for me. She confessed she'd carried guilt for years. Not about the divorce, but about rushing into marriage, about fearing she'd pushed too fast, about whether she had failed to communicate her needs. Hearing those men reduce our marriage to a joke had triggered all of it. For the first time, we talked openly about what had gone wrong. She admitted she often felt like we were business partners instead of lovers, but had been afraid to say it. I admitted I sometimes felt like I was just playing a role of husband, rather than being fully present. Then she said something I'll never forget. We loved each other as friends and thought that was enough for marriage. I asked if she regretted marrying me. After a pause, she said she regretted the hurt we caused each other, but not the experience itself. She believed we had both become better people because of it. As we said goodbye, she told me that maybe our greatest success wasn't staying married, but being able to let go with love and respect. Not all love stories end with forever, but that doesn't mean they failed. I'm 35 now, and I've dated since then more carefully this time. I've learned friendship and romance aren't the same thing, and one doesn't guarantee the other. Looking back, what struck me most was Sarah's courage. She could have ignored those guys, but instead she defended me at her own wedding reception. That moment taught me that sometimes protecting the dignity of someone you once loved matters more than avoiding awkwardness. Every relationship is messy and imperfect, but if you're lucky, you find moments of grace in the middle of it all. That night was one of those moments for me.